There we go.
Here we are indeed. Shit, I need to find an appropriate Kingdom Hearts gift to put on this. Tumblr ad.
There it is.
Ah, I found a perfect one.
Looking forward to this.
Final Fantasy,
Same here.
Disney, Square Enix. Video games. Okay, that's up. Oh, we have to go into the Winnie the Pooh duck.
Oh no! Oh no!
Sora! Cover for me, okay?
That is perfect.
You know, I always played this game on easy before, so I never had like a problem with Donald not healing. It's only now when I'm playing it on standard difficulty that I find myself running around going, "Donald, heal me!" Well, he'd cast lightning or some shit like that.
I wonder if Pooh's home.
What are you supposed to do with this shit again?
I don't know. I think you bring some stuff back and Pooh gets more of his memories.
Why does he need them?
Well, that's a terrible thing to say. This is why you're no longer working at the amnesia ward.
Excuse you, I'm just not sure that fictional bears really need to have psychiatric help.
Oh.
Listen, Sandy, I know you've been here for 3 months now, painstakingly working to restore your memories, but do you really need your memories? Probably wasn't anything great. Probably was just like the first few series of Game of Thrones.
Would you like to join me, Sora?
Maybe they're completely unnecessary.
I'm game.
You can just watch them again, Sandy.
And, no, come on, would Monokuma not be easier to deal with if he didn't have his memories?
That's stupid. I'm still waiting for a Danganronpa game where they just give Monokuma literal magical powers. They seemed like they were going that way in Danganronpa 2.
So why did Sora just get chucked backwards out of the book?
I don't know. Winnie the Pooh has magical powers now. And it's evil. I guess. Don't look at me for explanations on this shit.
We are looking at you. Explain.
No, look, they're now heartless stealing the book for ill-defined reasons.
Look, my guy! It's not a book!
Like, why do we even want the book?
Maybe he has power? Some ill-defined power?
I mean, it does seem to be a magical book of some variety, but...
There's so much magic in
guys.
this universe, why is it special?
Well,
Yeah.
it does contain the universe itself, so that might be powerful.
But that's from every world.
Yeah, but this is a book. This is a world inside a
Think
world.
it's okay?
So maybe.
That is true.
Go back and make sure Pooh's all right.
Maybe if and Hetsuna Mora was a more interesting writer, the reason they're trying to steal the book is because the 100 Acre Woods is in fact the wood between the worlds.
Oh shit, I just had a terrible thought. So we talked about Kingdom Hearts G before, right? And
Yeah.
VC, I've showed you clips of the Master of Masters. Who's
Oh,
great.
I love that guy.
Well, one of his
Deadpool in a cape.
yeah, one of his abilities is that his written word has the power to kind of summon things, like it can create worlds and such. So
So he
Did the
he has
Master of
author
Masters
powers.
write this book?
Are you telling me the Master of Masters is A.A. Milne?
Yeah.
He has author powers, so
Yeah.
Maybe the Master of Masters is being evil because he doesn't like the fact that all of his mates, A.A. Milne, C.S. Lewis, and J.M. Barrie, have had their rightful not authorship of their works stripped from them by Walt Disney. And this is all actually a major grand scheme to get all those Great Ormond Street hospitals time.
So glad you're okay, Pooh. And I'm glad you came to visit. But you see, I was just about to
I swear I'm
begin
gonna
my
do
stop
that.
exercises.
If I
Perhaps
write
we
like
could visit a bit later.
anything that's reasonably successful, I'm gonna purposefully write a children's property and then just give the royalties over.
So, how's Piglet these days?
Yeah, may as well.
I don't
Great Ormond
suppose
Street is
you're
great.
in there lately.
I'd have to do it twice though. I can't just do it because I live in Birmingham, so I have to do it at Birmingham
Exercises.
Children's Hospital too.
Pooh? Hey, Pooh? Something very weird is happening here. Maybe I better go back and ask Merlin about this.
yeah.
Where is Christopher Robin in all this?
He's gone. They're all gone. And we're back.
Who?
The suspiciously over-designed teenagers who are still inexplicably protagonists.
Oh no! Winnie ate them. Sure. Nom.
He is a bear.
Wait, I'm a bear. What does that mean to me?
At the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, he's just like, everything is in place, brother. And from a shadow, someone is just like, this is troubling.
I could go
Say
for
what?
Danganronpa being in Kingdom Hearts. That would be amazing.
Me too.
Swing!
Let's face it, Monokuma would make a great Kingdom Hearts villain.
You really would.
You would. Oh dear. Oh.
So the other day, well, it was yesterday, wasn't it? When I was watching the newest episode of Danganronpa, Another. I came to the realization that what Toa was planning with the Monokumas is just like a short story I read as a child, and it took us about half an hour to figure out which short story it was. Because it's actually an Isaac Asimov short story that I read when I was like 8 or 9, or maybe 10.
Oh yeah, it's the teddy bear.
Yeah. Where everybody gets given like this bear robot that grows up with them, and then the bear robots start attacking people. And in Danganronpa Another, they were going to make maid robots, which look. And I'm just like, Toa, you were basically just going to do the plot of the teddy bear. What the hell is wrong with you?
Okay, there's apparently only one place we can go to, and that's Olympus Coliseum.
Of course, on the plus side, there's just me. They're like, ugh, I bet you haven't been reading science fiction for that long. And I'll be like, I've been reading it since I was like 8. What the fuck? Well, you were still learning to spell your name, guy who's like 4 years younger than me. I was reading Asimov. And it'll hurt more because it's true.
Speaking of, the creators finally finished up its plot about the Mary Sue OC who's trying to destroy the world, and then the various famous mangakas tried to create their own Mary Sue OC to beat her, but she fused with them and became a double OC. It ended with someone creating. Yeah, it ended with someone creating a fictionalized version of her creator, so that they could talk her down. Because her actual creator has committed suicide. This is why she wanted to destroy the world.
Oh, that's sad.
I have to be sure in real life or in the story.
In the story.
Oh, okay.
It's like we've got a couple of layers of fiction here, so it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
I suppose the story and then there's the fictional stories within. See, I see a lot of people being... Like, a lot of fans are like, oh, I'm really disappointed and surprised, but it didn't end with a big fight scene. But I knew this was going to happen, like, the moment the Mary Sue's creator's best friend was like, oh, I'm going to create a character to take part in this. I knew the moment they said that it was going to be, like, a fictionalized version of her. I mean, you can't beat a Mary Sue in a straight-up fight, otherwise there wouldn't be a Mary Sue.
Can't you though? If you try and tell them that they're a Mary Sue, if you have...
They're not
kind of
fairies!
I
And this
know,
isn't the
but-
fucking Flight of Dragons!
I know, but maybe.
It's a good film, by the way, I recommend it.
If you have that kind of knowledge, it might work. Maybe? I don't know. It's just-
I think
Wouldn't they just
Altair
drive them into a
knows
greater
she's a Mary
rage?
Sue.
that might also do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing I know about the kind of people who like Mary Sues, it's that they really hate it when you point out the characters they like are Mary Sues.
They do at that.
And then some of them try and use it as a badge of honor as well, and you're like, no, Mary Sues are inherently sexist as a concept. You can't just try and bullshit your way out of this by calling non-Mary Sue male characters Mary Sues. Batman is not a Mary Sue. You could very well make the case that Superman is, but Batman isn't.
Superman definitely is. Batman not so much.
I don't know why they keep going after Batman. Batman seems to be the one they all seem to want to go after.
It's because he's popular.
He's the popular boy, it's cool.
He is.
There's kind of when people go after Batman, it reminds me when people are like, oh, but Lord of the Flies isn't like an everyman thing, and I'm like, of course not. What the fuck did you think it was about? And they're like, oh, but it's these imperialistic boys, and you're like, yeah, because it's a response to a book about how those boys, that same kind of boy would be. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
Lord of
William
Flies is-
Golding's like response to a different book, which is about how wonderful British colonialism is, basically.
So you get these smart mouth Americans going on about how it's like you shouldn't take it as indicative of X, Y, and Z because it's the A, B, and C, and you're like, well, you do realise the A, B, and C is the point.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure William Golding said that he didn't think this was indicative of how people in general would act. Like, he was a teacher at a boys' school, and it was indicative of how he thought his students would act, basically.
So they're criticising William Golding for his criticism because they didn't understand it. They probably didn't even read the fucking book.
I read the book. I had to for GCSE. It was good, but I never want to read it again.
It's a bit like 1984 in that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think betters you to read, but god damn it, you never want to read it again. Actually, I have a copy of 1984 in my bookcase. I've never read it. I have read the book, I just never read that particular copy of it. Because I bought it after I read the book.
Hey, Hercules.
Let's get some right
So hey Herc, how's Zach doing these days?
There are two characters Wolfie should never be allowed to meet, Zack and Hercules. I have appeared before you so we can fight.
Turn into a big orgy.
Go on.
No, Wolfie's love for fighting is pure.
No, it isn't.
That's what they all say, Doug.
His love for something is pure, I'll tell you that.
Thanks, but I'm fine. And you're supposed to be?
I'm Sora. He's Donald, and that's Goofy. We came to see how Hercules is doing.
Interesting factoid about Kingdom Hearts 2. All of Hades' lines in this are basically ad-libs with just a loose outline of what he's meant to say.
Really?
Yeah, because it's James Woods, and he always plays not Hercules, he always plays Hades whenever he can. He loves that role. And usually, he's difficult to write a script for, so even in like the original Hercules film, half his lines are just ad-libs. And it's the same in Kingdom Hearts 2. He's showing up in Kingdom Hearts 3, and he was saying that too.
Isn't there something similar about Robin Williams as the genie?
Yeah. Although the genie in this isn't Robin Williams, it's Dan Castellaneta, who also plays Homer Simpson. Not in this.
Yeah. He's okay, isn't he?
He makes a good enough genie. The genie definitely won't be showing up in Kingdom Hearts 3 though, because Robin Williams will stipulate that his image can't be used in anything, and that includes the genie in Robin Hood. That's not. The genie in Aladdin.
Which Robin Hood are we talking about? The one with the one where they're singing about pants, or the furry one, or the other one?
It's the furry one, because the one you're thinking of is Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I love it.
The documentary one.
He dared to steal the king's dare. I mean, he dared to steal a king's dare. The actor was in The West Wing, and he has like this really great monologue about how Americans were like basically funding the IRA. It was really good.
Ooh, there's a subject I like to talk on frequently.
Hang on, I'll see if I can find it. It's a great fuck you moment, and you feel really sorry for the guy he's telling it to. Like, he doesn't really agree. He's like, yeah, you're right, but come on, I've got a job to do.
You're right, but you shouldn't say it.
No, he's like, you're right, and you're right to say it. He's right, but he feels sorry. He's like, it's this weird, awkward situation where, like, these two men clearly respect each other, but one has to take the defensive role, and the other one is like full of righteous English rage.
That's fair. I do think that the Disney Robin Hood film is a really good documentary, because it covers a lot of aspects of the Robin Hood story that most people... For instance, almost no other documentaries about this time period mention the fact that King John was a lion, which he was the first Lion King we had. And like, that's a huge achievement. We don't often crown lions king.
Can't they?
What was the sheriff in the movie?
I think it was a snake. Or he might have been a wolf. No, he was a snake, wasn't he?
Wasn't he a bear?
No, Friar Tuck was a bear. I'm sure the sheriff was a snake.
No. Sorry, I was too busy looking at this great, fantastic, posh Englishman fuck you moment, because I wrote this in my fanfiction. If there's one great thing about posh people, it's that they do anger so well. But it's in the chat now. In Disney's Robin Hood, the Little John is a bear, the sheriff is a wolf, Sir Hiss is a snake. He's like Prince John's advisory bloke. I never figured out what Friar Tuck was supposed to be. I think he's a badger.
Oh, okay.
Friar Tuck, Disney's... Yeah, Friar Tuck, Disney, what animal? What is he meant to be? Yeah, he's a badger. I think part of the reason you can't tell is because he's bald, because he's a friar, and he's wearing a robe because he's a friar, and you can't see the traditional markings you'd expect on a badger.
you know, I think it's interesting how big the sheriff is. He's like massive.
He's huge! Actually, he's about the same size as John, which is a really odd thing considering one is a wolf and one is a bear.
That is odd.
Sure. Hang on.
I think that's why I confused him for a bear, because he is so goddamn massive.
He's huge. Yeah, he's definitely a wolf. You can tell just by looking at his face.
Run away!
Okay, guess which organisation member this is.
Is it the one with the water?
That's what a dance. No,
Oh, it's the one who runs away.
But which one is that? Oh, hey, here's the
so
section
Runaway?
battle.
You know, I might have an easier time if, like, I could hear them.
I know, that's why it's a guessing game. Hang on, I'm going to save. Then
I'm guessing it's Sir Robin who runs away all the time.
Okay, so I'm on the Disney Wiki, looking at the Sheriff of Nottingham, and it says live action appearances instead of live action appearances on it. What? This is actually quite a detailed wiki entry as well. This is just such an odd thing to see.
okay, now that I've saved, I'm going to give this Zexion Dostato a go that we're probably not a high enough level for it yet. No, apparently we can't even do it yet. That's rough. Try and do it.
Have you ever been to the Star Wars wiki?
Wikipedia.
Vika. No, the
No, that's what it's called, Wikipedia, because they're
Wikipedia,
losers.
Sorry. but have you ever just gone in there and looked at one person's wiki page?
Not really, no, because it's always got a lot of extended universe stuff on. I've
does.
tried looking things up, and it's just so dense with information. It's practically
It is.
useless.
It is. It's so massive. I looked up one character who's just a minor character. It still took me 2 minutes to scroll down to the end of the page.
Yeah, Western comic book characters don't have Wikipedia pages this fucking dense.
Why don't you just pick somebody already dead and save
Oh,
the
Hades.
trouble?
That is good. And I know just the warrior.
Wait, you're actively telling me that in this game they're acknowledging the fact that Hercules is killing these people?
Yeah. Everyone Hades sends after him.
Oh no. I've always thought it was a bit weird that they made Hades the evil one. I mean, it's a logical thing to go for, but it's Hera. Hera's the evil one.
Or Poseidon, he's pretty evil.
He's the worst.
Oh, hello, Albert AI. Was it Albert Owl? This is why I hate sans serif fonts.
Hey, Albert Owl / Albert I.
Plus waving.
Well, you see, this is the thing, it's Disney, isn't it? In order to have Hera be the villain in a Hercules-related thing... it is Al. Good. Thank you for clearing that up for me. And this is why I hate sans serif fonts. L's and... lowercase L's and capital I's look the same as sans serif fonts. Hate it. Yeah, so, the problem with having Hera as the villain in a Hercules film... or a Hercules anything, is the fact that you have to have Hercules abide by his original canonical birth, which is he's born out of wedlock by a cheating god who maybe raped someone?
Of course he does. It's Zeus. That'd be no surprise at all.
It is
Well,
Zeus,
with
it seems
Zeus, there's
likely.
always... The thing about Zeus is, it's always a bit up in the air. because in ancient Greek thought, they had the idea of pursuing someone, like very strongly pursuing someone, and raping them. There's basically no difference between the two.
Yeah, I read so.
So when it comes to what Zeus, I'm more inclined to think that when it's Zeus, it's probably just a very aggressive pursuit. But
Don't say.
When
when
Wow.
it's Poseidon, it's probably just assault.
Since
But doesn't mean
my
they don't both do both. Sorry.
wow, since my Colorado Drive review, that was years ago. Was it years ago? Yes, it was years ago. Gosh, have Ghost and Xade since then. I should have been clued in by your Kamen Rider Ghost icon. Oh, hey, Owen.
Here's the deal I'm gonna offer you.
Oh no, not again.
No
I like him.
You'll be
Yeah, I like Owen.
I don't know why. I just don't.
and all for one
He's kind of
month.
like old guy sexy.
Hercules in the Colosseum.
I would have said
There's
that.
just a bit off with me.
He's a silver fox. Come on.
This is my story.
Confusingly, this is apparently like what the Final Fantasy X Owen, and not an AU
this
version
isn't-
of him.
Yeah, this is so weird.
No wonder no one wants to.
It means they could have like a Kingdom Hearts version of Auron show up and he'd be a different person.
Didn't he die? Isn't he dead?
Yeah, he is. This is the
Yeah,
dead
that's how he's
Owen.
here. So, are we really saying that the canonical afterlife for Final Fantasy X is the Greek afterlife as portrayed in the Disney film Hercules?
Get up!
Apparently.
That's it.
Who knew? Who knew?
That's it.
What is it with Tetsuya Nomura enforcing Final Fantasy X into the same continuities as things that it doesn't make sense for it to be in the same continuity as?
That's the thing. In the underworld, heroes are zeros. Comes with the territory.
Maybe he's just.
He did
tossing
this
things
with
at-
7.
Yeah, because there's this whole thing about there's a kid called Shinra in Final Fantasy X-2, and he'll go on to create Shinra 4 in...
Wait, Auron's the most evil person in Hades' arsenal. What the hell else does he have in his arsenal? Just a bunch of Labrador puppies.
I keep sending these skeletal Labradors after Hercules, but it never works out.
Don't count on it.
I'm sorry.
That.
Know your place.
I was just thinking about how much trouble Kratos would have had with those doors.
I don't know why.
Run, run, run away.
Oh, it's because my controller turned itself off. Sorry about that.
Oh,
No, that's fine.
I was just thinking about how much trouble Kratos from God of War would have had with that door. And Sora's just shut it! And Kratos would never have been able to do that. It would just be.
Yeah, Kratos, although very tough in a fight, seems to have issues with, you know, doors.
Yeah, doors or chests or the like.
Let's be honest
It feels
here.
like-
Sora... Go on, go on.
It feels like Kratos needs to turn anything that involves even the mildest amount of heavy lifting into the world's strongest man competition.
Look at my muscles. We are looking at it, but I want what's in that chest.
Let's be honest here. Sora would beat Kratos in a fight, and he would do it with a smile on his face and a song in his heart.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it would.
I'm sorry. Who are we fighting? Is it just a free-for-all right now?
We're just fighting whatever Heartless show up so we can get away.
But you're also fighting that guy, aren't you?
we're trying to stay away from him mostly because he's invincible because he's a god.
What is it about Final Fantasy this gods? They're all evil or just really weird? Something about that?
I think I know some people have like accused Final Fantasy of having a bit of an anti-religion bent. I think it's honestly just because it makes more interesting stories, though.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Because gods are so powerful, if they're the good guys, then what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
It's like why you see a lot of things in fiction, like a lot of evil organizations in fiction that resemble the Catholic Church so closely. It's not necessarily because the Catholic Church is evil. It's mostly because, I'm not saying that it is, I'm just saying that it might be. Who can say? It's because it's so powerful and it's so influential and it's so old that it makes a good villain.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, these big fuckers, I hate these bastards. Baited my existence in 3-5 out of 2 days.
I'm not fond of the big guys.
Yeah, I hate them.
The what?
I hate them. Heal.
The what, guys?
Like these big guys.
Oh.
Like you can't attack them from the front because it doesn't do any damage to them. So to somehow get them from the back.
I'm so happy somebody wants my fries. Yay.
Because I couldn't hear, what was the reaction to my Labrador puppy's joke?
We're just saying Hades is sending dozens of skeletal Labradors after Hercules.
Are you some kind of hero?
Yeah, but this is the first time he's thought about sending someone who's actually dead to fight him.
Or my name.
I'm Sora. Goofy! Wow!
It seems we were fated to meet. Maybe you need a guardian.
The guy who voices Hades, how much trouble do you think they had with him in the start of the movies or the games? Because he just doesn't do his manuscripts.
Possibly not a lot. I think they kind of knew what they were getting on account of the
Can't
fact.
take direction.
Yeah.
But from what I gather, he did the ad-libbing at his audition, and that's why they hired him. Because prior to hiring him, Hades was not like this. He was like dark and somber, and he talked very slowly. And he made like dramatic proclamations. And so James would audition and they rewrote the role around him, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, that did make him Satan Hades, but on the other hand, to be honest, yeah, I mean, it makes him more of a compelling character because if anything, Solemn Hades probably would have made him seem like he had even more of a point. Hades really got the short end of the stick in that deal.
When it comes to Sora fighting Kratos, I kind of have a hard time seeing him taking it seriously. Like,
Kratos or Sora?
Kratos, you're attacking me with a giant key. Go away!
And it seems like Kratos takes most fights seriously.
He just likes to fight.
Yeah, but against a kid with a giant teeth.
Would he even bother trying to fight him?
I don't think he would. Just like he would just slap him and move out of the way.
And I feel like he'd start taking it seriously once Sora got a hit in. I mean, Sora, he hits like a truck.
Yeah, but he would take him seriously at the when it's too late. I think.
Yeah, that's probably how it would go.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I think Sora might be a little more. Well, I think we really shouldn't get hit by this guy. Have you seen his blades? It's like dancing with them.
They sort of be like, "Is everything okay, Mr. Kratos? You look really angry." Oh yeah, Sora does have the power of friendship on his side, whereas Kratos only has the power of pure, unending rage.
It's interesting because while Sora is like the fluffy lion kid de jour, he is actually kind of ruthless. I mean, he was bragging about murdering Maleficent earlier, and later on he's going to cut down hordes of pirates without batting an eyelid.
Okay, I was watching the Peanut Butter Gamers video on the Sonic cartoon from the 90s, and he said, what is it with 90s cartoon heroes and being really like into murder? That's how I feel about Sora.
Oh my god, Sora is an orca.
No, not this again, Doc. No.
Orcas are so cute.
Yeah, but they're also the mafia of the sea.
Oh, they love to murder.
How would you do against Anders, our favorite, non-favorite asshole?
He would wreck Anders in about 6 seconds flat. Hey, Kratos would wreck Anders in about 6 seconds flat.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Kratos and Sora going up against Anders.
Yeah.
That would not be a fight.
It would be fucking fulfilling though.
It would be a massacre involving one person.
Kratos would be like, you call this justice?
You would! Oh no, this is justice! Shut up!
God, I hate these big guys.
They're such a pain in the neck.
Why are their clothes that color? They used to be a pretty purple-ish.
Yeah, they recolored all of the Heartless.
What?
For this re-release. Well,
Why?
not all of them, most of them. I don't know, value for money.
No! They look like a knockoff brand.
Do you remember I said about how Birth by Sleep didn't look very... Like, we were like, Birth by Sleep didn't look very good, and I said it's because its colours look a bit muddy.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is the same thing here. They've muddied the palette up, so it doesn't look as crisp and clean as it used to.
Yeah, that's right.
For some reason, when a lot of game developers see crisper, cleaner graphics, they think, oh well, I can get away with a muddier colour palette because the definition of the graphics is going to make up for it. But you can't replace good art direction with good graphics. That's not how it works.
I just feel it's weird that they changed the colors on those big guys because I remember them. I remember being really angry every single time I got up against them because they're so annoying!
I think so.
Yeah.
Hurry!
Hades, this is not good customer service. Open the door, Hades. Oh, I don't want to fight a doggo.
Okay, I hate that you don't use magic to, like, subdue the beast. Not magic, music to subdue the beast.
So we're just playing his keyblade like a guitar.
I know, like a keytar.
Is this when Demix comes in and we start crying?
Now it's later.
Demix
I
is
remember
great.
people getting through this part of the game.
You know what? I think I might have gotten stuck on Demix. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that might have been what got me to stop playing the game. So I know I didn't finish it.
That Demix boss battle, I mean, it should be okay in this version. That in the original version, it's a monster. I saw someone once who was like, "Oh, I had no problem with the Demix boss battle," and I mean, they have a tendency of trying to big themselves up slightly, so I don't believe them.
Wait, is that the person I'm thinking of, or is this a different person?
Not someone you know.
Oh, good. Because that's the kind of
Why,
thing
who
they'd
are you
say
then?
as well. I'm not going to name them by name.
Versus battles? Sith
Probably end up
versus this
blaming
one.
me for some other idiotic move they made in their life.
Great Wolf Sith against this one. Good win.
Well, Cerberus does have numbers advantage.
Also, he has the advantage that he is a good doggo, a wise doggo.
What about Sif? Sif is a good dog.
Sith is a wonderful dog.
A good doggo.
Yes. Wonderful doggo. Most loyal doggo.
He has such delicate feet. I love him so much.
Doesn't Kerberos kind of basically mean spot?
Yeah, it means spotted.
So he's a spotty dog. It's good to know that Hades names his pets the same way that Hagrid from Harry Potter does.
Sorry about the noise. Kenton is asking if I actually still have a box of fries I got, and yeah, I'm just informing him that I have it.
Standard.
If he comes round for them, you should make him say hi.
I will.
I like Kenton. Kenton's good people.
Yes, he's wonderful.
You know, I think Kerberos is a perfect doggo. I mean, you could pet so much petting.
Imagine the snuggles. Yeah, he is definitely a perfect doggo.
What was it Satan said about Cerberus? He can bark, eat, and lick his bollocks all at the same time. That's just paradise for a dog. I should just throw out as many old Harry's game references as I can in this. Shouldn't I?
He should be coming by in a couple of minutes.
Oh well, at least the doggo seems okay.
Come on.
We'll see you again, doggo.
Thank you for a day. For old time's sake.
They came to see me. They came to see a hero.
I can't believe Donald is having an easier time with a massive stone door than Kratos would.
This is a horrible game. But it's completely true. He would have massive issues with that damn door. Look at the muscle on my shoulders. They're beautiful. Yes, but open that door. I don't want to fight this boss one more time.
Sora, don't let me down.
Kratos, another character Wolf you should never meet because he would totally be down to fight.
I'm sad the doggo's not here anymore too.
Have you played any of the God of War games?
Let me see if
Nah.
I got this right. That brat's Keyblade works on any
Have you done
That's right.
Played any other what games?
God of War games?
No, I haven't.
It makes the one upstairs look like an Olympic kiddie pool.
Maybe I
And
should
that's
invest
the
in
place
that.
we're gonna put an end to hurt the jerk's
The
Quidditch
new
streak.
one.
Problem,
No,
Zeus
the
locked
one.
it tight.
3.
Oh,
Third one. It's out on 4 now.
oh,
Bingo.
Ah, one.
All we gotta do is swipe that key and then reopen it.
hate to tell you, but that key is kind of
Say hi to
particular.
Doug and,
It won't work
Reese.
for just anybody.
Hello.
And that kid ain't no pushover.
Hey, Canton.
Canton.
I think this calls for a woman's
Sorry. Bye.
Kingdom Hearts 2, featuring a cameo by Kenton.
I'm looking for fries.
In a walk-on world
Yeah.
as the Fries Man. Reviewers described his performance as spellbinding, captivating.
Perfect.
You
He
do realise
sold
you're gonna have
his
to
desire
download
of-
the stream and then cut this out so we can put it on Tumblr and embarrass him.
No! Don't you dare! He just want fries. Leave him alone.
It's what we all want out of life. Kenton is the man of the people.
Sora, Donald, Goofy.
He's a
What's
wonderful
your prize
person.
now?
Hey, Herc.
Kenton for president of somewhere.
Tracking down some friends, wiping out
His
some
choice, his choice. Not here, we don't have presidents here.
You know it.
Don't either. How many nations has presidents?
A lot of them.
Germany has a president, doesn't it?
I think
no, it has
so.
a chancellor.
No, I thought it had both.
Yeah,
And,
I think it has both.
The chancellor's the one with all the real power.
It's like how Ireland has the Taoiseach and the president. And the Taoiseach has all of the power, and the president is basically an appointed head of state.
Yeah, because if you've got countries' parliamentary systems, then the prime minister, or whatever the prime minister equivalent is called, is the one in charge because they lead the party in the House. But if you have like an American-style congressional system, then your president is the one who's in charge because the Congress does whatever the fuck they want.
You're actually right. They do have a president, but I've never ever heard about him. I've only heard about Merkel. Merkel?
Yeah, Merkel, because he's not important.
Yeah, never heard about him, ever.
He's just the head of state. His duties are diplomatic and ceremonial.
See, we have a queen for that, so...
Yeah.
Gonna pay to see a worn-out hero. Gabish?
This is what, because
What I told you.
I used to know someone who
Two simple
would
words.
constantly like trot out the same arguments against having a monarchy of, oh, that we have to give them so much money, and
Really?
would mysteriously go deaf when I pointed out that we'd have to spend that money anyway because we'd still need a head of state.
Earned your true hero wings yet?
What are you laughing at? Oh,
It's because he's got a goat ass.
Nope, you ain't got what
yeah.
it takes. So, what's up?
It never occurred to me, like, compared to Death by Sleep, how long these worlds are. Because Death by Sleep's worlds are tiny.
Well, it ain't like Kingdom Hearts 2 has Skyrim here.
It is like Kingdom Hearts 2 has Skyrim here. I'm gonna go find the Greybeards.
Oh my god, I hate this place. I hate this place so much because all you ever do is do fucking clearing sections and bloody pot breaking.
Or get your ass kicked by Sephiroth. That's what I used to do there. Well, not there in the first game.
Yeah.
Ducky, do you know anything about your Stalker-chan?
Oh, the one who goes to all of my Trials of Cold Steel videos.
Yes.
Well, he's definitely alive. He's continuing the good fight of obsessing over Elisa.
The great tragedy there is that if Elisa was real, she'd hate him.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, she'd despise him. She'd probably call him a creep and slap him.
I'm sure he'll be with us for many years to come.
I thought my PlayStation was rebelling against me yesterday because it crashed completely, and I thought it was because it didn't want me to reinstall Fallout 4 for the 5th time or thereabouts.
Is your PlayStation 4 just like, either leave it in or don't?
Yeah. Listen, I can survive you downloading all the Batman games, but stop it with the Fallout 4! Damn it!
I feel like I'm partially responsible for this. Because of my fanfiction.
Part of the hero job description. You know.
I don't know why, sometimes I just...
Hades, we gotta talk.
Fallout 4. Let's play that again. And after half an hour of trotting around and just... Why did I do this to myself again? No. Why?
Yeah, I can never quite get into the Bethesda games. There's an air of artificiality to them that puts me right off.
How
You
so?
know,
You can't leave now.
it's difficult to put my finger on exactly what it is.
The bloodthirsty Hydra! I mean, if you don't stick around, who knows what kind of accidents might happen.
Maybe it's because they only have
Like I said, details. Who needs
2
them?
or
You're
4
just a
voice
coward.
actors.
Ah, well, can all be heroes.
Yeah. I know I'm not the only one who thinks this, because I remember Yahtzee Croshaw doing a review where he basically said the same thing.
Junior heroes, Donald.
You take care of the Hydra. We'll handle the rest.
I'm counting on you. Gotta find Meg.
250.
I mean, I'm not inclined to agree, but then again, I don't want to bone the toaster, so clearly I've got compromised ability to tell right from wrong. I also want to bone the egg, so yeah, that's clearly true. The rat face is kind of cute.
How much are you regretting having a male for a character in your current game?
In Inquisition?
Yes.
Not really regretting it at all, to be honest.
You aren't?
Nah. I mean, I'm a little bit bitter that I felt like I was compelled to have a male character because I was vaguely interested in Dorian as a romantic option. But it's not like I'm actually that bothered.
Oh. Okay. Because I was getting worried that you were really missing out on so much. Damn it! But good.
Wait, do you think I want to bone Solus so much I'm willing to start again?
Yes.
No, I'd rather just write fan fictions about the guy. It's easier and takes less of my time.
You never know. I once restarted the game because I was trying to go for Josephine, but in the end I just went no I don't I want Dorian, and then I restarted the game.
Yeah, I found when I was actually playing Inquisition that the choices for romances were wider than I initially thought. Like, I went in there thinking, oh, there's nobody I really want to romance, and I came out thinking, oh, I'd happily romance like Cassandra and Dorian and Josephine.
You just really have to question how inclusive it is when you're gating off characters like this.
I think there's go for realism on that point. But,
honestly, I think Dragon Age 2 had the right idea of having all of the companions romanceable by anyone. I could understand maybe gating Solus off to only elves.
Because it would make sense to him. Because to him it makes sense.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that also be something of like a implication there's something wrong there?
Maybe.
But my understanding of Dorian's backstory bothers me because it makes it sound like they'd be fine if his dad tried to do anything like that to anyone else, and you're like, no, you can't force somebody into a loveless marriage. It's not right, man.
I've always had the problem when it comes to Dorian's father. I can't figure out how genuine he is in when we meet him.
Oh, when he's saying that he loves Dorian and he regrets doing what he did.
Yeah, and he's not about to try to take him back and force him into this.
I think he is genuine because we know that in Trespasser he sends him to the Exalted Council basically to keep him out of the way of his enemies. He still has Dorian named as his heir. So he's an asshole, don't get me wrong, but I think he's genuine.
Enough.
Yeah, I think when he says that he does love Dorian and he's not going to try and do the same thing again, I think he's telling the truth.
But the idea that it's going for realism, no, I don't agree that that's an excuse, to be honest.
Might be.
Look, if I wanted to be turned down by handsome gay men, I'd just hit on Doug.
Woo!
I'm in the PlayStation Store right now, and under best-selling PS4 games, No Man's Sky is there.
Who the fuck is buying No Man's Sky?
I don't know. I don't understand it either.
Very strange. Very strange indeed.
Then again, For Honor is also there, and
I think they might just be telling lies.
Yeah, because I haven't heard that much good about it.
I haven't heard of anyone even touching that thing with a 10-foot barge pole.
When it first got mentioned, I saw some YouTubers play it and they had fun with it, but then it went dead quiet, and then now it's been released and they're still being dead quiet about it.
Yeah, it seems like a game that a lot of people played and they stopped playing it. And like, it was fun while it lasted, but we're not in any hurry to go back to it, which is a problem for a multiplayer game.
Yeah, it is.
Battleborn welcomes careful drivers.
You know, I was just thinking about Battleborn. Presumably because of this conversation.
Poor Battleborn.
It's time to
Shame
guess
servers
which
are dead.
organisation member this is.
I could totally go in for playing it actually, mostly just to try and just to petulantly attempt to spite the Overwatch players.
Roxas? Oh, it's no use.
I've seen videos where they're showing off funny things in Overwatch, and most of the time I'm just sitting there. What just happened? It's just too fast, and I really can't see how people can play it because it's so chaotic and not in a good way.
Oh, he's gotta be the thief.
Now that's just plain rude.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh god, it's you.
Don't worry, this isn't the boss battle we have trouble with. It's the second boss battle we have trouble with. This one is fine. This one I've never had any trouble with.
And Kratos looked down from his palace and said, "You will now."
I mean, if I was playing as a woman, would I even get like a fruitlessly flirt with Dorian just for fun option?
Oh,
because
yeah.
I feel like that are good, because that's like that's what I want out of Dorian. No, I want to be able to
flirt with him, but he will tell you, "I'm not into women," and
yeah, and I'd be like, yeah, but I'm not here for the I'm not here for the boning. I'm not here for this.
Come back to us.
Pounding it. Just pounding it. I'm here for the flirts. Who else am I supposed to flirt with around here? Bull? I don't think he understands the concept. Crab? Just not my type. Solus? What do you want me to die? Colin? Do you want him to die?
well, I can't help you find all the cheese.
All those
Dorian,
cheese
you're a
was
man
around
after my own.
Vedas.
Dorian, you're a man after my own heart, platonically.
Let's go. Meg needs our help.
That was a very short bus fight. What the heck happened there?
Because Demic sucks.
It's just the first boss battle with him. It's kind of deliberately easy.
Isn't the idea that he kind of sucks? Anyway.
Yeah. Well, actually, he's not a terrible fighter.
Yeah, he thinks he sucks.
But really, is it supposed to be that short?
Yeah.
Really?
We're gonna fight him again later.
Okay. One moment, I'll be back in a second. There's not any big boss fights coming up now, is there?
Might be one against the Hydra, but that takes ages.
Okay, one moment.
Let's save for posterity.
I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm not really that bothered by the romances in Dragon Age Inquisition. I just think it's a little bit signally and exclusionary. Well done. Well done. Besides, I know there's a lot of people who feel like the idea of having bisexual video game characters, like romance options in video games, doesn't count as LGBT representation because they could totes be straight.
Yeah, even though totes does.
Nah, that's what I call a key. Gee, thanks for your help. Now have a nice day.
Sora, behind you!
What's wrong? Can't fight it.
The way Donald's jumping there makes me think that Donald thinks like, did we just walk in on a porn shoot or something?
Better think again.
Oh wow, we completely misinterpreted this situation. What are we going to tell Hercules?
Back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. What is up with all the bird enemies in this game?
Are these just the keys from Twilight Princess?
Shit, now I'm just imagining if Monokuma was like the villain of Dragon Age Inquisition, with just being like, I will not tolerate even an unwitting rival, or well, on his shoulder there is just like, this is troubling.
I meant to say when he was getting chased by that bear, the damn bear, that all Peruvians actually needs is one really persistent bear or an army of bears, because the Inquisitor is fucked.
I'm gonna find the video I put up on Tumblr about that. For anybody who's interested, because I think going through like a nigh on 4-hour stream is a little bit much to ask. A 5-minute video of 3 people just laughing their heads off as one of them's being chased by a bear is acceptable.
Get Meg out of here. I'll meet you back at the Coliseum.
What about you?
I'm gonna show these guys what happens when they mess with a true hero.
Now wait a sec. Cool.
Sora, I won't leave him.
He'll be okay.
Look, even Herc has his limits. He can't keep winning forever.
Then we'll go back him up.
Nope. Currently casting off my scarf that I've been knitting for 2 years.
How's it going? How long does it have to be?
2 years, but it sounds about.
1 moment, I have to wrap my scarf around my neck. 2 years later, come on! Nearly done! 1 week later, there! It's done!
I just had the 2 balls of wool to use on it, but I've been kind of forgetting about it and stuff. I think it's only a scarf, it's not like super important that the tension's right or anything. Also, it's all in moss stitch, which it takes longer than regular knitting because you've got to swap the wool over. I've gotten pretty good at it actually by now. I've only got like 1 mistake on the entire scarf, I think. Because every other time I've made a mistake, I've managed to catch it, but except that one, which I asked my mum to help me with, and she kind of didn't help as well as I'd hoped, but it's more Stitch, you can barely tell anyway. I do love this Stitch, it's so pretty. It looks all kind of bobbly. And I think I actually have a picture of the scarf close up on my Instagram from ages ago. I'll put that in the chat so you can see exactly what it looks like. Like the Stitch. So let me just finish casting off.
What are we doing now? Pete?
Yeah, I can't figure out whether we're on a time limit or he is.
Why would he be on a time limit?
Well, we have that time counting down.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's like... Okay, we want a time limit, but it's okay.
This place gives me the
You beat him with 3 seconds to spare?
Yep.
Why was he there?
He's helping out Hades.
Could today possibly get any better?
Hades.
This time Wonder Breath is going down for good.
I could have gone for a Hercules sequel where Hades ends up with Persephone. I like redemptive arcs.
Didn't he got a whole cartoon, didn't he? With Cassandra and that weird lightning guy?
Icarus.
Icarus, yeah.
This can't be.
Yeah, Meg showed up in that once, but then they got they both ended up drenched in water from, was it Lethe, the Pool of Forgetfulness?
You're safe.
Which is the explanation for why, despite the fact that they were totally in love in the series, they don't remember each other in the film.
Unprotected. Hades was right. I'm just a washout.
I'm still waiting for Kevin to read the last book in the Great Demon
Bill's
War
right. This is no time to beat yourself up.
series, because there's one part he is going to just he's going to lose his damn mind over it. It involves Lethe. Because it's so incredibly stupid, but it's so genius at the same
Suppose you got room for one more.
same moment.
We're in.
Not sure how Meg and Phil are meant to help her.
The thing about Meg, I find, is that she's about as useful as a lot of other Disney female characters, but she feels like she has more agency.
Yeah.
It's probably because she just has more character. I mean, I like Aurora, but she's put sassy though. That's the thing. She's really sassy, but you never really seem to notice it because.
Ooh, it's pretty. I like your scarf.
That's finished now. Well, I need to sew in the ends, and I might do tassels, but the actual bulk of the knitting is done.
It's pretty. Maybe it's because she isn't really a Disney princess in the same way the others are. She doesn't have a movie for herself, and she's not all that whiny, I want to say.
Yeah, but most of the princesses aren't whiny. Snow White's not whiny. Cinderella's not whiny. Aurora's not whiny.
No, but that's
I feel
just
like the problem. Oh no, I thought you meant like that's what people are saying. I'm like, I feel like it's the Disney Renaissance princesses who are the whiny ones.
Yeah.
Because they're always going on about how much they want more.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. But that's just how I am.
Intensely selfish.
Who is?
Like the Disney Renaissance princesses.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Everyone in town hates you because you're a bitch, Belle. This town has a bookshop. I bet other people here read. It's just they don't make it their entire personality like you do.
There goes Belle singing her daily mean song about us.
Yeah, she does. They're just trying to have a nice morning. They have a nice song about it, and then she just goes around calling them idiots. And yet, they all like Gaston, but Gaston, for all his faults, is quite a personable guy. So I said that we're personable. He's quite personable. He's charismatic, and he's a successful hunter. He probably comes from a decent family, too. So everybody else is just like, the fuck is up with this chick? That's a good catch.
Doug, why are you pelting the Hydra with the
guns?
It's how things have to be now at the end of all things.
No! Why? I don't understand.
Okay, one of the things that's always kind of confused me about Disney's portrayal of the Hydra is like, in Legend, Hercules beats him with the help of a mate. In the film, it's just a big rock.
Sometimes rocks are friends too.
I thought he fought it heated with fire.
Maybe, you know, I could go for a Little Mermaid adaptation where the mermaid ends up with like an actual merman when she realizes that because you get this, you do get this a fair amount in media where it's a young man who's fallen in love with a woman and she's not everything he wanted her to be, and I feel like we could do that with the Little Mermaid since he's not that into you is basically the plot. I think it'll be more true to the original story to do it that way.
If it were going to be true to that, she would be dead.
Well, it's more true to the original story and not killing her. I mean, if you're going to folklorize it, you might as well not completely rob it of its original intent.
But
in the process. It didn't always used to do it. I mean, it didn't pretend that Sleeping Beauty was a love story, with political intrigue with a love story on the side.
Was that the one where there was a lot of rape in it too, or am I thinking of the other one?
And I'm pretty sure in the older stories, older versions of Sleeping Beauty, she does end up being assaulted by the guy who she ends up with.
Yeah. I don't like old fairy tale stories, they're really fucking creepy. And
I think they're there more or less to show children how cruel and horrendous the world is.
I would hope so. I'm just
a lot of
looking at
these
this
are cautionary tales too, like Little Red Riding Hood.
I'm looking at this fight and I'm just getting flashbacks to Dragon's Dogma, and I'm just it would be so much more fun in Dragon's Dogma because you can climb them.
Yeah,
and stab their legs. So much fun.
It feels like the gameplay in Kingdom Hearts when it comes to boss battles is so basic.
Kingdom Hearts, the basic scrub.
I mean, think of games with really fun boss battles, like Zelda. Zelda's really about the bosses because its bosses are also puzzles, but this is not a puzzle.
Something for them to work on for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Ooh, Kami had some really good.
Yeah,
puzzle
Kami's bosses were also puzzles. Yeah.
I'm specifically thinking of Orochi. Guess why?
Because you love Orochi. You love him too much.
Just no use.
It's not your fault. Hey, even a god would be exhausted.
This is not how you beat a Hydra.
She's right. Give yourself a chance to rest.
Shouldn't you be running around with like a torch burning the ends of those necks?
Games for a while anyway.
Don't worry about Wonder Boy here. I'll look after him. Sora, Donald, Goofy, I owe you big time.
Hey, it's no big deal. Just let us know if Hades or the Heartless start acting up. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, that's what heroes are for.
Oh,
When
you
did
will
free
you?
Hero?
Let's save that for another time. We have to hit the road.
Okay. Don't
Okay,
be
I can
silly.
kind of see in Hercules them accepting a talking duck and dog.
Soon, Hercules.
Yeah.
This is a world with gods after all. They could just be gods in disguise.
Oh, well, take care, you guys. Stay a little longer next time. We got some
Sora's the
serious
person who
training
goes
to
around
catch up on.
murdering really quite old
Well,
people
time to go.
and then laughs about
Oh,
it.
I almost forgot. The Olympus Stone.
Man, if only Zach was here to cheer Herc up. Zach, Herc, Meg, OT3.
And where is everyone else?
Beats me. They must have had some other matters to deal with.
Matters?
Oh,
You mean they have more important affairs to attend to than my return?
Well, see, there's this organization 13 that keeps getting
she's so
in the way.
beautiful.
Let those fools
So well
play their
named.
little game.
But what about that runt with the Keyblade? He's been a real pain too.
One question I have
was he?
was she originally a dragon that turned herself
Very well,
into
then.
a
I
human?
She's a
suppose
fairy.
you just tell me what's
Yeah,
happened
she's a
during
fairy.
my absence.
Where did the dragon come into it?
She just turns into one, using the powers of hell. Because Hades is her boyfriend.
Oh. What about that other guy, the one who lives in the mountain? Or is the mountain? He has massive wings.
Oh, what, Shunadog?
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
What's
He's
his
also
name?
a chill guy. Shunadog, just said.
Shunbach. I didn't hear the first part of it. I just heard the last part. I kind of like him, but I don't know anything about him outside that he likes things dancing.
There's not much to know about him, he just shows us in Fantasia. That he's like sinister at people.
But he's in some of the games, isn't he? I've never seen him.
Yes, he's in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Dream Drop Distance. But not in this
He's in
one.
one.
Kingdom Hearts 1 and Dream Drop Distance.
I've beaten one. I don't remember seeing him in that.
Yeah. He shows up in the End of the World. Oh god, Disney Castle.
To be fair, you probably just forgot because he's not that interesting. I mean, he looks cool, but it does. What's his backstory?
You know, something just don't feel
Is he a Duke of Hell or something? Or is just...
Well, the
think
thing
he's
is, in
just meant to be
Fantasia, he just
Satan.
shows up.
Yeah.
He's just a guy having a night out, a night out on the town with his demon buddies. And then he gets like the sun comes up and he's got like the early stages of meningitis, so he has to curl back up under his wings.
Aww. Party! Woo!
I'm upset that we're at Disney Castle because I know that means we're going to go to Timeless River.
My nightmares as a child looked like that.
Go on, why?
Oh, you'll see.
Will I?
Once you see, you will understand.
It's so cute. I would, when it comes to Heartless, I'd totally be like that one guy in Half-Life 2 who had like a pet head crab.
Wouldn't we all?
Right, it's weird. I don't remember us coming to Timeless River this early on.
Maybe I should make Jenny in Sims 3 instead of Sims 4, and then I can make Solus an actual fairy in Sims 3. It would be hilarious. Try wearing your wolf hat now. It's going to make you not so aerodynamic. Oddly though, your bald head will work. It'd be helpful. One of the things that bugs me about the Kingdom Hearts series is it's got Merlin in it, but I'm kind of sitting here going, okay, well, when was the once and when is the future?
What is his relationship with Madame Min? Do they know each other?
I think they know each other. Yeah.
Sorry, who?
Madam Mim.
That's
You meant
her
the
name,
person.
right?
Yeah. She's the person Merlin fights in the film.
Oh, I've only seen it once.
We have Donald Duck.
Why is she in Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, she's made a good villain too.
Maybe not even a villain. I just think this game series could really use an alternate point of view. Other good guys who don't agree with the good guys we've been presented with. Because it seems to be side with the squeaky mouse and the psychotic teenager or die.
Are you saying Mickey is actually from.
No, Sora's the psychotic teenager.
I can't believe you're calling
okay.
Sora psychotic just because he loves to murder.
Look, I'm taking the peanut butter game view here. He's like a 90s cartoon series hero. He loves to murder.
He's like a happy orca.
Stupid with your happy orcas.
Pardon me.
No, I love
It's a shit
orcas.
library. If I had one room that was dedicated for all my books, every wall would have a bookshelf on it.
Your Royal Highness, did you happen to summon us?
This only has 2 walls with bookshelves on it. Je ne peux pas.
Excuse them, this is our friend Sora.
The king told me all about you in his letters. He said you're a very brave young man.
Okay, I love those paintings on the wall because I think it's meant to be like Mickey's ancestors, but to be honest, it just looks like Mickey in a series of silly outfits. Which, oh my god! Do you see the one in like the aristocratic Frenchman outfit on the left?
I do.
Of the door.
Don't worry.
Yeah, look at the puffs on his hat. They were in exactly the places his ears would be.
I know I can count on you, Sora. Now there's something.
That's a nice touch. I like that. That's actually a really good touch.
Would you please escort me to the audience chamber? I forgot to warn everyone else in the castle about the danger. We must be sure.
But yeah, it looks like it's just Mickey in a series of outfits, which actually it might be. For all we know, these mice are immortal.
We just gotta split up, Donald.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that everyone knows what's going on.
Wait, is he meant to be an aristocratic Frenchman or like a revolutionary era toff?
Maybe he's both.
See you later.
Started out as one thing and became the other.
Wait a second, look at her hand. She's not wearing a wedding ring. Are these two living in sin?
They are. Wait, she does have a ring on.
Yeah, but it's on the wrong hand.
It is.
And on the wrong finger.
Eh.
Look, it's been proven that in a world of 3-fingered hands, the middle finger takes the place of the ring finger. And the middle finger, it's both.
Okay, so Sora apparently thinks that the guy with the moustache is one of Mickey's ancestors, but he thinks that the French toff is Mickey himself.
But I don't understand, because this castle is very French, right? So why is there like a Davy Crockett asshole here?
To appeal to the Americans, maybe? You always have to make them happy or they'll just go this way.
That is true, they will go.
Don't I know it?
Let's go. This way.
Oh, great, an escort mission.
Let's go.
Oh no!
You know, at least she helps.
Let's go.
Yeah, I remember those giant things. I just don't. What are they? Salt shakers? Pepper shakers?
Maybe.
Pillars?
Let's go.
Like a gavel?
Just one moment.
Maybe they're meant to be scepters.
Oh, maybe.
As soon as the trouble started, I made sure to seal this room. Now then, shall we?
Did you make sure there wasn't anyone inside when you sealed it, though, Min? Sorry, I love that. I love that it looks like it's going to be a big dramatic door opening, but instead it's just that little door within a door. I love doors within doors.
Let's go.
Oh.
So sealing this room did nothing.
This way.
Joke's on Minnie, all of her Heartless here are subjects which she's sealed in a room to die.
This way. This way. Let's go. This way. Let's go. This way. Let's go. This way. Let's go. This way. This way. Let's go. This way. Let's go. This way. This way. This way. Let's go.
Wait.
Come on, give me a break.
Oh, sorry. Looks like he's got terrible food poisoning.
He does. I don't feel so good.
Huh?
Minnie, what are you doing? Oh, secret compartment. Of course. What? Do they have a sun down there or something?
You'll
It's
see.
magical! I'm more interested in how that carpet works.
Of the cornerstone. Our castle has always been safe from worlds that are evil. Thanks to the cornerstone of light, which we keep down there.
The cornerstone of light?
This is the castle's cherished cornerstone. Oh, but look. The thorns. They must be the work of someone very evil.
Oh, it's two separate bits of carpet. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This looks nothing like a cornerstone. But it looks a little bit like that orb marble thing that was in the first Men in Black movie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Lackeys.
Now you're gonna deal with me.
All in good time. I promise you'll be able to partake of my vengeance, but you must be patient.
Just what are you doing here, Maleficent?
Ah, Queen Minnie.
Donald, are
Minnie,
you
please could you stop
bored?
smiling?
Here on a property venture. I want this castle.
You're also clearly a hologram, you fool.
It's a bit too bright for what I have in mind. I suppose I'll just have to fill every room with my personal touch of darkness.
You'd better stop right now if you know what's good for you.
Ooh, how frightening. Very well, I'll stop. Just as soon as the castle belongs to me.
She's like really excited there. You know,
I wish they hadn't made Minnie and Mickey so smiley.
Nothing like this has ever happened
Because they're
before.
constantly trying to say important things.
But I couldn't find a single clue.
you know who Maleficent should get for? Magus from Dragon's Quest 8.
Yes.
I haven't played that one.
Me neither.
Just
But
might know something about this mess. Let's ask his advice.
Nothing like this has happened before. I looked through every record in the library, but I couldn't find a clue. Maybe it's just because the guy who wrote the series didn't really plan it out that well.
Alright, apparently we have to go visit Merlin.
That means we don't have to do the Timeless River right away. Good.
No, it means we have to go see Merlin and then do the Timeless River right away.
No!
Anybody home?
The castle's in danger.
Has there been any interesting news today?
Not really.
It looks like you've learned a bit since the last time I saw you.
Really?
Wait a minute. Let's talk about the problem. It's Magnificent. She's back.
Where? Inside the castle?
Yup, and Heartless too.
Oh dear.
Magnificent wants to send over the old castle and own it. She filled the hall of cornerstone with tiny bags and she's gonna fill it with that. There's Heartless and everybody in the castle. The queen is invading.
No, I need to turn my main light on. It's dim as shit in here.
Perhaps I'd better just see for myself. Interesting.
What's happening, Merlin?
This is not good. In fact, I'm afraid it's quite serious.
Donald looks so annoyed. The only thing is, if it was Daffy who was leaping towards Maleficent for revenge and missed and whacked his face in, he would have gotten up and his beak would have been tilted up and he'd have to pull it down.
No worries, Albert Al. Yeah, what do you cook?
Of that, I'm certain.
Was it some delicious menchikatsu?
Vengeance for Menchikatsu.
Vengeance for menchikatsu.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that to me.
What is it? The Vengeance for Menchikatsu, or is it what the hell is Menchikatsu?
Both. Both. Yeah.
Menchikatsu is like a deep-fried meat cutlet in breadcrumbs. And revenge for Menchikatsu comes from when we were watching a Sentai series, Geki Ranger.
Geki Ranger, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, characters introduced stealing someone else's Menchikatsu. A person chases them around, yelling, "Revenge for Menchikatsu!"
You to do something dark. You must resist that temptation at all costs.
What do you mean?
You'll know soon enough. I have faith in you, my lads.
Okay, into Timeless River.
Ban.
Yeah. Ban? Ban what?
No, Jan. Ban was a different Sentai series.
No. Oh.
Have you tried? Maybe it's a push door. Oh no, it's pulled off. Good.
Hey, look! There's the cornerstone of light.
Sora having a bit of a Kratos moment there.
Yeah.
What's going on? Everything's black and white.
It's okay.
I hate this aesthetic.
The Timeless River is horrifying.
It's something about it being in 3D that makes it worse.
Have you been here before?
Like, I can watch these old cartoons and I don't feel this, like, distressed, but for some reason, Timeless River is just hits that uncanny valley sweet spot for me, and it makes my skin crawl.
Donald looks good.
I don't have time to waste.
Now you can tell Peter's a cat.
Yeah.
Wait, does he not have a tail in his modern incarnations?
He doesn't. He has a little stump, I think. Doesn't he?
Quite
That's probably
possibly.
part of the reason why you can't tell what he is, because most cats have long tails. Unless they're like a Manx cat or my cat Sam, who didn't have a tail when we got him.
Wait, that chicken? Oh my! I remember that one. Don't see her that often.
She looks like a reject from a Foghorn Leghorn cartoon.
She does. For some reason, I have really clear memories of her ruffling her chest feathers. I'm not sure why.
Quit, you squirt. You got some kind of bone to pick with me?
More than one.
Push him in the water.
Them fighting words.
Damn it.
Huh?
Also, Timeless River retroactively doesn't make much sense, because we're here through time travel, and Dream Drop Distance will later establish all of these bullshit rules for time travel. Yeah, I'm into the pork cube stew moment from Geki Ranger. Geki Ranger was a fine series.
Something me to eat doesn't deserve that. It's so funny.
I like Donald and Goofy's little health portraits.
What you folks beef with me anyway?
He's very cute in this incarnation, isn't he?
Yeah.
I have to be honest, I was somewhat unsure of who was winning that fight because all I was seeing was Pete running around in circles and those three just getting knocked up into the air. So who's winning here? Leave Pete alone.
So stop bothering me, see?
Okay, I've just realised that, especially in this form, Sora has really, like, childbearing hips. Look at his hips!
I'm starting to think the same thing. He hasn't even called any Heartless.
You can see where his shorts start.
We attack you like that, Captain.
Oh my! Oh dear! Yeah, you're right. That's.
Sorry, then go find my steamboat.
Got an hourglass figure. What the hell?
I need to vanquish this from my mind. I'm going to.
It's too late now.
No! It's never too late.
He's got voluptuous childbearing hips.
I will provide no aid in this time.
I'm unstoppable. Well, this river clearly isn't timeless because time flowed here to allow the world to become what it is today.
Maybe it's separate universe stuck in a time
bubble. No, it's time travel.
Yeah, but maybe the universe, maybe timeless river is itself in a loop, in a bubble.
It is not.
It is wrong and immortal.
Maybe it's all of us who's stuck in a bubble.
The fuck is this?
Hey, look! There's the cornerstone of life!
What are you wrestling over there?
What's going on?
I'm wrestling with a bag of candy.
What's the candy?
It's called Haribo Star Mix.
Really? Oh, I love Star Mix. It's great.
Been here before?
Hey, did we just do this?
It's in the loop. Why are you yelling King Crimson? Tell us.
Is this what it sounds like when I eat? I need to stop doing
this.
I'm very sorry. There.
Okay, I want to see if we have scan. Okay, which one of these should we do first?
You know, this part of the game is really, really lacking all those ice creams you saw in the start of the game. I find it troublesome.
Need more ice cream.
Yeah. Dirty, dirty ice cream.
Sea salt flavored.
Yeah.
Come on, we've got to help him.
Oh, here's Mickey. Tell me, is he about to abuse some animals? Oh no. My heart doesn't hear for
This is just after he murdered Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Poor Oswald.
He really should show up in a Kingdom Hearts game. That'd be really good. And it would be like Maleficent shows up going, we can't hear it, so thanks for rubbing that in, Al.
I can hear it.
Thanks, Doug.
It's like Maleficent should show up and feel like, I have the true king of the Disney Kingdom, Oswald, who was usurped by the mouse. You done goofed.
Don't know how I'm meant to do this one.
Maybe if you hit the furniture?
Maybe, we'll try this one instead.
The town shrunk.
Or do you think maybe we got bigger?
Hey, look at the toy cannon.
And you can just hear crunching because Sora keeps stepping on people.
What do you think he's trying to tell us? Hey, they're heartless.
The University of Tampa has a live webcam up.
Of what?
The hurricane.
Oh.
I think it's hitting them now.
Aren't they getting hit by 3 storms now?
Something like that, yeah.
I'm not really sure what, like, in a hurricane looks like.
Windy, mostly.
Well, I get that, but it's pretty damn windy in this. Hang on, I'm gonna link everybody to it so you can go have a gander. I suppose I always imagine it looks more dramatic than this, but this still looks pretty scary. They have some nice buildings around the University of Tampa campus. Hopefully the hurricane won't destroy them all.
Yeah, I think I know how to... I might... Doesn't look like I do.
Meh. Which came first, this game or Psychonauts?
I want to say... kind of want to say they're roughly contemporaneous with each other.
Yeah, that webcam made it look like gale force winds, which, yeah, I get that. I get that feel.
Yeah.
Albert wants to know if you have the spell stop.
I looked, but I don't seem to.
Where do you even get spells in this game? I don't remember.
I think you just kind of naturally get them.
I'm sorry, are you as Sora trying to stop the invasion of the fucking Luftwaffe on this town?
Basically.
Maybe it's on equip. Maybe it's an equip. It says. Why precisely are you jumping on the tower?
It's making it shooting them.
Yeah.
Oh!
It's full of cannons.
Oh! Yeah, that's right.
There's Cannon Tower. Okay, we've successfully done that one. Yeah, we'll check the equip now.
Man, that was weird.
What's the highest level you can be in this game?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Probably 99.
99?
You absolute idiot. You've managed to fail at everything. And what's more...
Honestly, I find it weirder when games have like really weird maximum levels.
Well, as of now, you're finished.
Like when they're like 36 or something.
There'll be no place for you when our time comes. Useless imbecile.
But I...
Oh, Maleficent, you look nice. Even in...
She's so stylish.
She is. She herself is timeless.
She is.
Okay, let's check. No, it doesn't look like we have stopped at all. Should be a Moogle here. Let's see if it has.
I haven't read that in years.
What are they building?
Look out!
Come on,
Thank
news.
Your
Have
Majesty.
something more interesting than that.
Time for the Kingdom Hearts action. Stay for the news.
Yes. Stay for the Danish news. According to our news channel, Trump, they're saying Trump is saying, hurry away from Florida. It's like,
It's a bit late now.
Yeah.
You should have told everybody to do this like at least 3 days ago.
Yeah. And the news it was from today. Like, no, stop. No, he should have said that days ago.
Yeah. Also, did you hear that Rush Limbaugh saying that the hurricane was a hoax and nothing was happening, and then evacuating like almost immediately after he said that?
I heard that. I can't believe he said something that irresponsible.
Yeah. Who precisely said that?
Rush Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh.
Oh no! Of course he would.
I mean, like, yeah, he lies about stuff all the time, but this is so obviously. Hello, Yun Spirit. It's so easy to disprove.
Yeah.
Hey, look!
Let's see if there's any Asimov blogs on Tumblr I can send an ask to going. Are there any, like... How can I read? I want to read the Teddy Bear, but I have literally no idea what collection of short stories to look for to read it.
Oh, I miss those good old days. What I would give to go back in time. What I would give.
Okay, so apparently, like, Pete goes back in time here through the power of wishing. Like, really hard for it.
Good for Pete.
Pete, are you Jesus? That'll be one hell of a plot
Don't
twist.
do that to Pete, dog. Dog,
Pete
no!
was the master of masters all along.
Don't do that to him. Don't make him Jesus. No, I like Pete. Stop it.
We're already erecting a cross for him.
No! I am going to sail over to England and find you. Stop it!
Hang on, let's give Sora a better Keyblade, even if it is this pretty one. Just so he'll do more damage.
Fire!
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, I'm sure we did this later in the original game, because I remember having Wisdom Form when we did this, and here we are, without Wisdom Form. Yeah.
Maybe they changed it up.
I think they must have. Because I remember trying to use Wisdom Form for this section, but we don't have that yet. Got killed by a car.
Ow!
Remember, road safety is no joke.
Isn't this like a Smash level?
Basically, yeah.
I'm sure this is unfair to Kingdom Hearts 2, but I'm getting kind of flashbacks from Dark Souls 2 with all these filler bosses.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Now, thinking about Asimov makes me wonder if I should try reading We Can Build You again. Or maybe I shouldn't because Pris makes me want to stab someone, preferably her. God, I hate her so much. Maybe like Abraham Lincoln more. That's not an Asimov book, that's a Philip K. Dick book, in case you're wondering.
What a cute puppy.
Oh, I think I just saw it.
Yeah, it's so cute. Why is he a gray and white now? Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I know he's a summon. How the hell did you get your hands on him? What just
Merlin
happened?
gave him to us.
So Merlin is just going around and abducting small children now?
I remember when Chicken Little came out, because I knew a guy who had a thing with his eyes. He could only see through one at a time. So, like, 3D is just completely pointless to him.
Aww.
But it meant,
Let
like,
this
the
be a
thing with his
lesson
eyes
to
meant
us.
it was, like, one really cool thing. Because, like, when he was looking, like, out of the, like, out of center of his eyes, one of them would, like, go too far. Like, the one he wasn't currently looking through would go too far. So he looked a little bit cross-eyed, but it looked really cool, actually.
Okay.
Okay, that's 3 done. We've saved this burning building.
Well, that takes care of that.
You know, you should have that in your fic. Merlin just goes around and abducts children. Because that's what happened to him.
No, Merlin was never abducted.
Wasn't?
Well, he kind of got dragged in to do some stuff with Vortigern, but he wasn't abducted.
Oh.
Start thinking of a way we can use it to our advantage.
Okay.
Now,
Excuse me, who's holding the camera?
It's Pete's
I think the camera is
eyes.
Pete's eyes.
Oh, okay.
So what do I do?
Patience, my dear. What have we here? Well, if it isn't the cornerstone of life.
Yeah, okay, I see it now.
Now we can take
I need to look up the banter where Varric and Iron Bull are having a Discworld Dwarf, Discworld Troll argument. So I can write that into my fic with a funny addition. Because it's such a Discworld Dwarf argument to have.
Interesting story, Albadao and Jan Stewart. When we first started doing Kingdom Hearts streams with Birth by Sleep, we had a drinking game where we'd drink every time someone said darkness. And what this resulted in was, in the second Birth by Sleep stream, you can go watch it if you like when this is done. The entire last, 45 minutes is just Reese talking about Langemark, the German World War I memorial, as I desperately try to get her to talk about anything else. It's just me going, oh, look at this cool key action, and her being like, yeah, cool key action. That reminds me of Langemark. I bet the Germans also had cool key action.
You see, the thing is, I didn't take the whole "they say darkness" that much seriously, so I was drinking it on top of the drinking game, and that's how I got so drunk so fast.
In fairness, we also think you may have had food poisoning at the time.
I may also have had food poisoning at the time.
That was a fun time.
I think it was more fun for me than it was for the rest of you.
I don't know, our watchers seem to enjoy it.
Maybe you should get me drunk and talking about world tragedies more.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, don't, please. It's furniture. This seems a lot less important than everything else you've ever done.
Furniture? In a room? In Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts 2?
Yeah, okay, we've done it. This wasn't so difficult after all. Also, yeah, this is definitely the least important of our tasks. Like, how does this affect
Yeah, it's hella unimportant.
Yeah.
Burning buildings, a Luftwaffe, and then this. It's just trying to stop Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen from having his way with this room.
What is up with the sizes right now?
Their treasured cornerstone of light lies unguarded.
Sometimes things have sizes.
But Sora looked taller than Goofy. Is it always been that?
Yes.
Or is it just older now? Help me!
Fear is the very thing that prevents us from entering the castle.
What's up with that crest? That looks like it was designed for Pete.
Go then.
Yeah, I think that is Pete's crest.
And don't dare to fail me again.
Because it's his door, so it has his little crest over it.
I see. That's cute. I like he's got a cigar on it because he smokes.
Failure again. Let's see. That's it. I just gotta smash that cornerstone to smithereens. But first, I gotta go get my old boat back.
It was Pete after all.
I got really sad for Pete because
Still, something doesn't seem right.
It clearly wasn't always bad, it's just like the tyranny of Queen Minnie drove him to this.
well, yeah, that, but also he's obviously doing most, if not all of this, out of love.
Yeah.
He's in love with Maleficent.
Oh.
I know that sounds weird, but it's true. He is. He's smitten. Smitten? Is that even a word?
Hey, hold it right there.
Twigs, smitten.
He's smitten. That's the one. He's just smitten. I mean, do you blame him? I don't blame him.
No, I mean, Maleficent is great, and Minnie did, you know, trap him in the endless void of space for daring to be unhappy. And for daring to try and win a competition.
Oh yeah, he did do that. She did do that, didn't she? Just put him in the fucking Phantom Zone.
Queen Minnie is a tyrant.
She is.
Your future's on the line, Valley. So back off and give me the boat.
Stay tuned for our new film, The Madness of Queen Minnie. Actually, that's not fair. King George wasn't a tyrant.
No, he wasn't.
He would never send someone to the Phantom
Every single
Zone.
last thing the Americans would tell you about him, King George III was not a tyrant.
Oh my.
This is all very Ganondorf.
I've never seen Ganondorf smack his own ass though. It would be interesting, but
Oh, he does it all the time in Breath of the Wild.
It's almost enough to make me want to get a Switch. You know how I feel about Ganondorf. Well, Twilight Princess era and later Ganondorf. Because that era Ganondorf's hot.
Indeed, you could say that in Breath of the Wild he is a sexy beast.
Yes, you did that.
Yeah. I feel sorry.
Persona.
Yeah, I feel really sorry for Ganondorf in Breath of the Wild, actually.
Why?
Okay, so, like, the backstory for Breath of the Wild is that, like, 1,000 years ago or so, or maybe more, Ganondorf, like, invaded, and 4 giant mechs were mobilized to defeat him. Ganondorf had a giant mech of his own, and seemingly, like, in his desperation to not lose, he uses magic to merge himself with it and becomes just this not mindless exactly, but he definitely has kind of a distorted mind, kind of beast of flesh and darkness. And throughout the game you encounter various like versions of Ganon, which are him trying to rebuild his body.
Aww.
And they're all horrifying monstrosities which barely resemble like anything, because he's just not that good at. And
Question. Has Pete been unconscious since the first round of this?
No, he woke up for that.
Okay. Because I'm kind of worried for him, because he's just
you shouldn't be lying down with stars floating around your head for that long. It's a sign of concussion.
Yeah. Please make sure he doesn't fall in the water.
Yeah.
Dog!
Oh no! Oh no, it woke him up. Oh no, now he got hit again.
No! Dog! Do something!
Oh no, it's alright.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm still worried about the concussion, but at least he's not gonna drown.
Me too.
Yeah, towards the end of like Breath of the Wild, you head into Hyrule Castle, where like the fleshified version of Ganon's cockpit is, and you see like his final attempt to remake his own body, and he's got the head right, and then the rest is just a mass of limbs. He's really not good at like figuring out what people are.
Look, he's not an anatomist. He's an evil king. It's not his skill set, and I don't know why you expect it to be.
On the bright side, that game does end with him being killed for good.
Again.
Doesn't he
That's not happened like 3 times.
Or 4.
Well, on the bright side, like, even if he comes back, he'll presumably be like in Gerudo form again. Oh yeah, and it's been so long since Ganon was a person that at one point you go to the Gerudo Desert and they're like, we have a legend that Ganon was once a Gerudo. That's all it is. By then, a legend. Ganon, Breath of the Wild, gets killed. Ow.
Okay, so it's Ganon and now Ganondorf. Ganondorf is the pig, right?
No,
Ganon and Ganondorf are the same.
They're the same guy.
Yeah, I know that, but
I think Ganondorf is his real name, and then Ganon is like the scarified, oh my god, he is the ultimate evil version.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing something here, but I'm not sure that's him. Okay, I'm getting really distracted because I'm just seeing a lot of pictures of a really, really sexy half-naked Ganondorf.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Share with the class.
Share the class, share the class.
Well, I hope you brought enough for everyone.
Where's this one? No, okay, yeah. Wrong one. Like that. Picture. Do this for me? Yes.
Damn, son! And the Gerudo did it right when they made you, didn't they?
There's also this one, but it's not nearly as appealing. It's just very... His hair is on fire! Also,
yeah, it's not as good.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a fan. I can fan myself with my fan. Oh. Well, out there, Mr. Ganondorf.
Oh, and then there's this one is kind of cute.
I want to see like more fan art of Ganon when he was like a kid.
I wonder about that too.
Hot young Ganon. This is the kind of content I like to see. I want to know more about Ganon when he was a young man, because, like, I assume that around the time of, Ocarina of Time, he's at least in his 30s.
Yeah.
If not older. I really want to know what his childhood was like. I can't get over this mental image that at one point Ganon was a... And I think the lore actually supports me on this. At one point, Ganon was a trusted man, a good man. I mean, the king has his trust, and it must be for a reason.
Yeah, I know.
I especially liked that third fan art. Ow, ow, ow.
What happened?
Just my lungs flying up.
I'm sure it is your lungs and not all of the muscles surrounding your lungs.
Are you going to be okay?
I'm fine.
He always says that, but I never really believe him.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I would
don't
not
worry
be
about
here
it.
just
He is fine. It's just sometimes he gets spasms.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, we all get spasms, but he just gets them more than the rest of us do. So he's fine. The longer you talk to him with voices instead of text, the more you'll be able to tell the difference between I'm fine, Squirtle, and no, I'm good, everything's fine.
I'm dying, Squirtle. But yeah, no, I'm cool.
Doug is cool.
Also, come on, don't you want to see a hot young Ganon in a video game?
I do. This is why I really want to see like a game where you play as Link's dad or Link's mum. I care little which it is.
I still have my theory that one of Link's parents is from Ordon.
What's that? Ordon?
Ordon is where the village Link is from in Twilight Princess. But it's part of my theory is that the Link in Ocarina of Time, one of his parents, and his mother was from Ordon. So when she was fleeing the war with Babby Link, Babby Oot Link, that's why she was going through the Kokiri Forest trying to get to Ordon.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I also ascribe to your theory that Link's mother is from Ordon and his father is from that snowy place.
Snow Point, yeah.
Snow Point, yeah.
Snow Point or Snow Peak? Because the Snowy Mountain in Majora's Mask and the Snowy Mountain in Twilight Princess have very similar names.
Yes.
Oh, here, that's cute.
So my theory is that his dad's a knight or something, or a trusted lord of the king, and lived in that castle. But when the war broke out, his mother was trying to take him down to Ordon, but got severely injured, and then went into the Kokiri Forest, and that's how Babby Oot Link ended up in the care of a tree. I also theorised that Link from Twilight Princess is the son of that guy, Russell.
Oh, shitty Ganon.
Yeah, that's my other theory, that he's his first son. And Colin is Link's little brother.
Mission, but you could at least check in every once in a while.
Oh, he's so cute! Let's look at the second one. Oh, Grumpy Ganon. Grumpy Ganon, who looks a little bit like he got designed by Nomura.
Is that sexy or is that too much?
What the fuck is Donald doing? Oh, he's running away from his girlfriend.
If he had loose hair in this one, it would be fine. I would share it, but he doesn't.
I like it when he's got like cornrows in the front and hair loose at the back, and he's got like that thing on his forehead, and it's entwined between the cornrow. I think that looks really good on him.
Daisy, we need Donald for just a little longer.
How much longer?
And usually I'm a bit cornrows on someone with straight hair. Bitch, please. But he's from a fictional desert race who can do what he likes.
Don't you worry, Queen Minnie. We'll return.
Please tell the king that we're
don't
still
think I've
looking
really
for
been
him.
able to find images of him from Breath of the Wild, because all of it looks really, really weird. So I'm not sure. You might have to show it to me, Doug.
I might have that. Okay, we can go to more places now. And we cannot go to Atlantica. Ooh, not going to Atlantica. Was it apparently like a new episode has been added in Olympus Coliseum, so choice on whatever last place we should go.
Not Olympus
should
Coliseum.
Be. Okay, then we're going to Pirates. We will never do Atlantica. Actually, we might do Atlantica on this stream. Not today's one, though.
Fuck away from Olympus. Good.
Oh.
Once you play 358 over 2 days, you will get sick to death of Olympus Coliseum.
I found a little comic with Ganon where he's arguing with his mother. I'm rebugging it now.
Look. You should stick a link to it in the chat so everyone can see.
Yes.
Wait, is she putting eyeliner on him?
She is.
That's adorable. Mine's Reese Afterlife.
I am... What's my name again? I am Glowy Mimic.
I put my link in the chat.
I presume you already know mine, it's what you'd think it is.
I put it in the chat just in case.
What? Where did the chat go?
Did you put it on theatre mode? That would explain where it went.
No, I just hit hide chat. Yeah, hide chat.
Nice.
Nice. It's nice when things are nice.
It is rather nice when things are quite nice.
Nice.
Why is Thimbleweed Park never on sale for less than a tenner?
Speaking of, at some point I need to go to Wilkinson's and be like, show me your largest piece of cardboard. And they'll be like, yes, master. This piece of cardboard
is... Why is your Wilco's run by, eagles?
That's just how things have to be. This piece of cardboard is 1 meter in length. Preposterous, I need at least 3 meters.
Why don't you buy 3 and stick them together using parcel tape? Sorry, why don't you buy 3, master, and stick them together with parcel tape?
I can't... See, how do you make, like, proper hinges on cardboard?
You have to score it.
So if you score it at the top and the bottom, then it will just turn.
Wouldn't you just take something that has a lot of teeth, make it clamp down on the edges, and make it hold on to the wall? Or whatever?
Poor scoring cardboard years ago. We attempted to make a screen and it failed kind of badly. We thought about just getting a cheapo screen from IKEA. And then sticking it.
Firstly, I need it to be, you know, large.
So you would have to go to America.
It's large when things are large.
It is large when things are not large. I might stop by IKEA and be like, what's your biggest, cheapest screen? Or browse for charity shops and be like, hey, do you have any cheap, gigantic room dividers? I don't care if they're ugly.
There's a 211 times 170 centimeter Solato. But that's £75 and it's mesh, so it might not be what you're looking for.
Nah.
Try room dividers. No, they just keep giving me shelving units. See, if I had somewhere to work, I'd make you one. Well, somewhere to work and somehow some method of getting it to you, I'd make you one.
If it comes down to it, I can probably make one myself.
No, you're not going there. Doug, no!
This is how things have to be now.
No!
Wait, what's he doing?
And Jedi. Nice. Pirates of Caribbean.
Yeah, but at least it's not Olympic Coliseum.
Although, there is another option, which is that I saw like a cheapo cardboard room divider up for sale, which is pretty big.
Only one way to find out.
So I could easily just get that and stick as much acoustic foam as will fit on it. Oh, honestly, Luxord would be so much better if he just played Yu-Gi-Oh! Ah, Sora. Shall we put your fate down to the roll of a card? I summon Blue Eyes White Dragon in attack mode.
What if it was just Kaiba showing up and all he did was just insult everyone?
Yeah, that could work. Could work. Could work.
Aztec treasury.
Aye, and thanks to the curse put
So
on it,
when is
we are neither
the
among
next fight against Dimix?
nor the dead.
Oh, not for a while.
You look like regular pirates to me.
But in the moonlight.
Barbosa looks better than I remember.
Well, yeah, he would because it's better graphics.
Yeah. Didn't have eyes last time I saw him.
I get what you were saying. Well, if you see two doofuses and a brat holding a keyblade, steer clear.
I love how unfazed by this Pete is. You know this cat's seen some shit, and I mean that in the literal and slang sense.
A match for Barbosa.
I meant the cat bit, not the shit bit, but yeah, also.
See there? I knew it. Those are the punks I was telling
Yeah,
about.
Peter's weirdly calm about seeing skeletons.
Sora, Donald, and Goofy to you. And
It's just me, or is that one pirate with like the mustard-coloured bandana kind of hot?
I wasn't looking.
Damn.
Do they have a
Idiot,
potion with them?
idiot.
Indulge these cullies. The rest, bring me that medallion.
I remember that guy.
Oh, we only get to stomp on
Yeah,
a
I
few
think
of
he's
you?
there. Frozen. I like him.
It's almost weird to me that they haven't worked bloody Narnia into this.
Oh, please no.
I said C.S. Lewis earlier when I meant Lewis Carroll. I keep getting those two mixed up. Their names are so similar. Oh god, there's two of the mustard-coloured bandana guy. Ah! Oversupply!
there's
Oversupply!
There's three of them.
You best be saying your prayers. Hey, watch out! They can see you. Stay away from their magic. What for?
Panic time.
Listening to me before?
Yeah, because
Hey, Pete, thanks for the tip.
they're gonna bone you.
Wisdom form. I love wisdom form.
Okay, but I have to read this.
Now that we have wisdom form, we're totally never going to use valor form again.
Okay, I need to know, are they talking now, or is it just speech bubbles?
It's just speech bubbles right now.
Finally, we're on equitable ground.
Where are you taking me? Let me go!
Do they only actually talk in cutscenes?
Stop!
Yeah, basically.
We'll deal with them.
Hey,
Pirates of
Orlando
the
Bloom.
Caribbean strikes me as a funny film, mostly because like the entire conflict of the film probably wouldn't have happened if they'd just been honest from the outset.
Oh, you want some of my blood? Here you go.
So if I just put my blood on this and then put it in there, what are you gonna do exactly? And they'll be like, might as well just shove you back home. We'll leave you here. don't really care what happens to you now. You're not going to kill us. What's the point?
What are they on now?
You helped us voluntarily. Here, have some gold and let's just... Bye.
What movie are they on now? 4 or 5?
1,
There's been
2,
4.
3. This is 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already said what world are we on now? Yeah, most recent film is Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Has anyone even been watching these films after 3?
No. What was third about? That was Darkness Sky, wasn't it?
3 was basically like the end of the story, and then 4 and 5
it was a
are
trilogy.
like, yeah.
I've seen that, I know.
Because I think part of the problem is that the original Pirates of the Caribbean film, it's not about Jack. It's about Elizabeth and what's his face? William?
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, it's clear in Orlando Bloom's characters. That's who the films are about.
But there's boring people there.
But it's their story.
But who cares? Besides
That's one
Shivers,
is
I mean.
Jack doesn't really work as the main character.
No, he doesn't.
He only works if you kind of view him through another character's eyes.
Yeah.
Side note, this would have been a perfect place to put Balthier from Final Fantasy XII.
Balthier? Is that one of the gods, or...?
We're too late.
No, Balthier, the Sky Pirate.
Those pirates
Oh,
Swan
yeah.
and took her to their ship.
Like he just got stranded here.
Sailed, and I'll never be able to find her. Then she's long gone. The Black
And he's just
Pearl
going,
is
yeah, I might as well help you out. I've been trying to look after this idiot and his girlfriend, and Jesus fucking Christ.
Notably, they did not get Johnny Depp back to reprise his role here, and it shows.
Fortunate that I'm going to commandeer her then. She'll make a fine pirate ship.
A pirate?
Captain Jack Sparrow, if you please.
Take me with you. Help me hunt down the Black Pearl.
You know, come to think of it, I don't think I've seen that many films with Johnny Depp in.
Do this.
No.
You'll have to win fair.
His popularity is waning, especially now he's been exposed for domestic abuse.
Come on, Captain.
Are you sure
Yeah,
you
but
can
he
sail
also
her?
chose to
All on your own?
be in some movies where he really shouldn't have.
You've a point.
Said yes to the
Yeah,
role.
are we all thinking of the Lone Ranger?
I'm thinking of the Lone Ranger, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sparrow.
Captain Sparrow.
I'm Sora. This is Donald and Goofy.
We should never mistake the artists for their
I'm
work.
Will Turner.
That'll
No,
be short for William,
but
I imagine. No doubt name for your father, eh?
Yes.
Well then, Mr. Turner, you get us ready to
We're
make
starting to see the turn now where actors are sort of going, okay, yeah, well, where white actors are starting to go, oh, yeah, no, I probably shouldn't take roles which are explicitly meant to be non-white characters. Which is good, because honestly, they shouldn't have even been offered those roles. Looking at you, Benedict Cumberbatch.
there was one recently who did turn one down.
Yeah, there was
can't
one
remember.
recently. I
remember
don't
who it
remember
is.
his name. He was in Deadpool, and he was very good in Deadpool. And
Who was he in Deadpool?
he was the villain,
What was the villain's name?
Francis.
Francis
Morgan?
what?
I don't think we ever get his surname.
I'll look up Francis Deadpool and we'll see if we can find out who the actor is. Because to be honest, he should get more recognition for this.
Oh, Ed Skrein, that's his name.
Cursed Aztec gold. One of 882 identical pieces they delivered in a stone
Apparently-
chest to Cortez himself.
Apparently, his name's Ajax,
Captain Bob.
Yes, Ajax.
and his full name is Francis Freeman, and his nickname is Fanny.
But cannot be found except for
One of the things you got to keep in mind about the word Fanny is that it's a lot funnier to us as British people than it is to Americans, because in America Fanny means arse, in Britain Fanny means vagina.
I have a friend who wanted to shorten down my name, and they shortened it down to Fanny, and I nearly slapped them, and they didn't understand why I rejected the nickname. It's like, but it's a cute name, you don't understand.
I'll never be able to go to the British Isles or anywhere in the Commonwealth again.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of things wrong with it. Stop it!
Blood of every soul that touched a piece of the treasure must be repaid. Miss Turner.
Not that my name really needs to be shortened down.
Of these waters, every town and village, preying on sailors and settlers alike. 881 pieces we found, but despaired of ever finding the last. All those years, you've been
I can't believe I'm asking this, but when is their boss fight coming?
Of adventures in the high seas.
Well, from now. We have one against Dardosa and like a lizard.
A lizard?
A lizard.
Thanks to ye.
Why? Why a lizard?
Sometimes lizards are evil.
This medallion is
no, they're cute and cuddly and dragon-like.
No longer will we be ghosts.
You know, most people seem to think of dragons as being quite dinosaur-esque, but dinosaurs aren't lizards. And lizards aren't descended from dinosaurs, so they can't be both lizard-like and, you know, dinosaur-like.
Yeah. Dinosaurs are cool birds.
Moonlight shows us for what we
They are.
really are.
They're the coolest birds.
We're not among the living, and so we cannot die. But neither.
I feel like
dead.
they did something wrong with
I've
Barbosa's
suffered
beard.
too long.
I don't know if that's just me.
You
They've tunified them a bit in this version, but not enough.
Yeah.
Tonight, you're in one.
Question, when it comes to fan fiction, do you have any crossovers you like particularly much?
Well, in my case, I don't tend to write much fan fiction.
But I mean reading.
I don't even tend to read much fan fiction.
I'm not really going for crossovers much. I'm interested in so few properties that crossing them over seems a bit pointless. Also, a lot of the time when people do the crossovers, they're quite self-indulgent.
Yeah.
Sorry, did the muffin just show up and tackle somebody? What was that? I saw something with wings.
I mean, think about it this way. I've seen a lot of stuff on the Fallout 4 tag on AO3 where it's being crossed over with Skyrim. And that seems quite self-indulgent. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense for those two things to be crossed over. But whereas what you're doing with ElfQuest and Dragon Age, especially Dragon Age Inquisition, that makes much more logical sense. That feels like it has a point.
The really weird thing is that the more I started looking into things, the more parallels there is between those two series. And it's like, what? This is just weird!
You know, come to think of it, what I'm doing in my fanfiction, which will probably never be published on AO3, is essentially a crossover between Dragon Age Inquisition and Arthurian legend. Can you tell me that's not what I'm basically doing?
Well, that's what it's turning into be.
Yeah, that's what it's turning into. It's a lot of fun.
I like it.
Maybe I should have Murden, like, wake up during the main TDAF fic, and then be part of the initial party in the TDAF sequel that may or may not get written at some point.
Oh, yes! What is he going to be, character-wise? Because for some reason, all I'm seeing is a really, really either sarcastic or sassy man. Just right. Yeah, sure. This is happening.
Well, the way I see him, he's very respectful to Nathal and Flemeth. But outside of like, I'm not really sure. Like, I like the idea. He's quite sarcastic, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sure. Let's marry the woman who's obviously in love with your best friend. There's no way that could possibly go wrong. And then 20 years later, he's like, I told you so! Put that fucking sword back, Arthur. So help me. Put that thing back where it came from. Also help me.
Maybe you should make him in Sims 4 too.
You just want me to make more Sims, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I don't decide what he's going to look like, because I've decided that he has done the whole basically been reborn as a Terran thing, but like,
We'll hold them off. Give us a sign when the
is he going to become more elfy during the story? Or is he just going to look Terran the entire time?
You could.
Only like, he probably will have a slightly weird facial structure. Like his face will look like an elf, like a soulless type elf. But like his entire everything else about him is built like a Terran human, so he's quite stocky. Also, he has a beard.
I don't remember this section having a time limit before.
Doesn't everything have a time limit here? I feel like we've been seeing time limits in every single place we've been.
They're not going to do this. I'm a word game.
The signal.
Oh, okay. Apparently the time limit didn't matter.
And now, the blood will be repaid to free us from this curse forever. No, not yet. We wait for the opportune moment.
When it's of greatest profit to you?
May I ask you something? Have I ever given you reason not to trust me? Stay here. Try not to do anything stupid.
Okay, this game's habit of condensing stories consistently works against it, because Jack's like, have I ever given you reason not to trust me? But they've known each other literally 5 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like if they cut these stories up more,
by blood.
Yeah.
like they weave them in and out. So like, say this was happening whilst
yeah, like maybe have
Mulan was off trying to fight some Huns or something.
Yeah. Like, have Sora and Co show up for the stuff on Lad in Port Royal, then have them leave as Jack and Will are setting out, and have them return here at the end.
I don't understand. What's going on?
Who brought this wench to us?
She said her name was Turner. Come on. Why isn't it working? You need more blood. Get on with it.
Hurry. You there!
I love how this medallion keeps changing size.
Yeah, they're kind of quite thick in the movie.
They're massive. Like when Ronnie dropped it, like with her blood on it, it fell onto the others and was the same size, and it was like quite big. But whenever these two have their hands on it, it's actually really small.
Is it the size of a penny?
I think it's like, it can comfortably fit in a palm in the film, but because they're lazy and they don't want to model too many, they made them bigger when they're in the chest. So they're growing in size whenever they're in that chest.
So it's been revealed since that like people who are killed with keyblades turn into Heartless. So Sora's basically just making more trouble for himself here.
Wait, is that canon?
Yep.
What? Does it work on the undead?
They're not undead though.
They're
The
cursed.
Pirates and Pirates of the Caribbean are...
They're immortal
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, they're immortal and they look like corpses in the moonlight, but they're not undead. And like Sora can kill them just fine here, so presumably he's turning them into Heartless.
You gave Bubbles my name instead of yours.
Does that make sense? That he's doing that?
Elizabeth.
Sure.
Where did you get that?
I mean,
It's yours. From that day we found you, drifting at sea.
After all this time, I thought I lost it. It was a gift from my father.
I also feel like a lot of this conflict of this film could have been avoided if Barbossa just hired like a private detective.
I'm sorry.
It's like, I'm looking for the son of Bootstrap Bill Turner, and the Smith would be like, yeah, sure, and my assistant's one.
Can we talk about Solus for a moment? Again?
Look, it's me. When do I ever want to not talk about Solus?
Yeah, but we talked about his him slipping up his on his comments on things he can't possibly have known anything about.
Yeah.
When does he do that? Is there anything that seems to really just trigger his lapses?
He does it after Halam.
What?
He does it after Halam Shiral, and he does it when he's talking about Falon Din. He doesn't seem to do it deliberately. He's just not very
No, what's
bright.
triggering it?
Yeah, but he also does it in Halam Shiral if you have him with you.
Jack Sparrow.
I showed you yesterday the comments.
Yeah.
But it's just because he's not thinking over what he's saying, and he's.
I think if it's happening later on in the game, he's probably grown more and more comfortable being around the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
So he's lulled himself into a false sense of security.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if he spent enough time with you, he'd just start like assuming you knew he was around.
Lock him in the break.
Apparently the scene where he tells the Elven Inquisitor about Valaslin, in that scene he's intending to tell them that he's Fen'Harel, and then he chickens out at the last minute.
Will, look!
What now?
I wonder what Jack would do.
I'm not sure. I suppose he'd run for it.
Sounds good to me.
Will!
I wonder what Jack would do. Something stupid, I'll bet.
We're just
Do
gonna
you
have
think
to fight.
he also does it because he's nostalgic about things? Because like, I think he might be in Halam Shiral.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he's very calm and smiley when he says that.
Yes.
Is this on side up?
That's a nice egg pun. I like it. We're all just really into fantasy things here. It's ridiculous.
Oh, this. Shit. Donald, heal me.
Donald, heal me? Who's Donald? Lol,
You're doing
you meant
fine.
Donald.
Oh, no, you're not. Never mind.
Whoa, Tattle Fantasy.
Tattle Fantasy?
Tattle Fantasy?
So you know Kamen Rider X-Aid, right?
Yeah.
What?
And all of the Kamen Riders in that are themed around video games. And specifically, they're all themed around genres of video games with like their different forms being various titles of games in it. Well, the fantasy-themed Kamen Rider has a form based on Final Fantasy, a form based on Dark Souls, and I think a form based on Dragon Quest. And his Final Fantasy form is Tattle Fantasy. And then I think Dark Souls is Tattle Quest, and the other one is Tattle Legacy.
Yeah, Tattle Quest being Dragon Quest makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's Dark Souls.
Right, somebody look it up, and then like post a link in the chat.
Yes, I'll look it up, please.
Yeah, Al, you do it, because you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I know very
You're
little
now a
about the series.
contribute. Oh wait, if Al's gonna do it, then we have to mod him. No, I'll do it. That's in the middle of something. You can't be modding people right now.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm a mod now. That's cute.
Oh no, I've gotten their hopes up.
Let me say, damn it.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I keep doing that. You know, I hope you have enough potions because Donald's dead.
That's fine, Goofy will revive him.
Will he?
Yes.
He's been blown up by a cannon. You did.
It says notes on the wiki. The Tattle Quest is based on famous RPGs such as Souls, Warcraft, Dragon Quest, and Valkyrie Crusade series. The font and art style of the logo especially resembles that of the Final Fantasy games, while the game title is named after Dragon Quest.
Okay, so it's generic JRPG, basically.
You know, it kind of looks like you're just glitching your way through this section. I'm sorry to say, it's just... Tom's dead again. Oh, no, he's alive.
Well, did you know?
He looked dead.
Jack!
Okay, so we've had a boss fight on a ship, and what's up next?
Unless it's more important than their lives.
Barbosa! She goes free.
Go ahead, boy, shoot. We can't die.
You can't. But I can. My name is Will Turner. My father was Bootstrap Bill Turner.
Is it bad that I think the character model looks nicer than Orlando Bloom does?
Does look quite nice.
Name your terms, Mr. Turner.
They got the both right on though.
Goofy too.
Anything else?
Leave now.
Agreed. Leave we shall. But the heartless stay.
God, Pete, you look so out of place here.
No fair.
Oh wow! Oh my no! Oh. How much is Andromeda nowadays? I'm curious.
Only quite a lot.
I don't want to. I'm just really curious right now. I don't have any attention on actually doing that to me because I can't actually get into those games. I can get into Dragon Age, but not Mass Effect. I'm not sure why.
Did Andromeda come out on Steam, or is it just on Origin?
Ooh.
No, it's not on Steam. I have to log into Origin, especially if I'm going to use The Sims. And my knitting needles keep hitting my mouse, so I better move them. Pardonnez-moi.
Where the heck is it? Oh, look, I can't find it. No, wait, it has to be. Oh, wait, it's there. No.
Hey, how's this sound? Don't lose heart, Vaz. After all trees grow from the ground. Jenny smiled brightly. Yeah, where'd you get that piece of homespun wisdom? Old Discworld Dwarf saying. Of course, this is the sanitized version. Dare I ask what the unsanitized version is? Solus asked. Jenny smiled back at him serenely. Oh dear. When your hands are at his knees, your teeth are at his groin.
All clear.
I'm sorry, I've just had a minor heart attack because Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is up on the pre-orders page now, and oh no. Ah, no.
Don't pre-order it.
You can control yourself.
Yes, you can. I believe in you.
Stop it. You can do this. By the way, Kenton has told me I should convince you two into buying it, and by convince he means bully you into buying it, so we can all share each other's pawns and so on. Wait, what? Ah, that's too. No, never. Ah.
I hate it when. Well, Origin signed me out a while ago, so I'm now having a really hard time signing back in because I don't remember what my password is. Or my email that I use, because I have 3.
Doug, you have a Discord for your streams, don't you?
We don't have a Discord channel for these streams, no. We usually say at the end of these streams when we're doing them again, though. So, just keep your ears peeled for that.
You could just subscribe to Doug and tell YouTube to notify you on his streams.
Funny it's into this way.
Wait, who's after this?
Albert?
Oh, he always puts it up on Tumblr, and you're already following him on that, so...
Yeah, I do also do Tumblr ads.
They're always hilarious.
I always need to do Twitter ones, but I keep forgetting. Like, I didn't do one for this one. I'm better about remembering it with my own streams than I am with Doug's. I really want to. No, needs must. I'm a little bit thrown off by that comment, to be honest, Al.
Hey, Jack, Donald, can you stop fighting him over there so he'll come over here? Thank you.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah, they want 35 quid for it.
What? Yeah.
Or 45 for the deluxe.
I think it was 300 kroner. I didn't really pay attention. I was.
I need to start learning, like, just paying attention to what the exchange rate between the pound and the kroner is, just so we can just have this conversation and we don't have to bother translating anything because we just know. There was a time I actually could do that with the dollar, because I'd say it really late at night and I'd be like on my computer, but I'd have the TV on in the background and I always put it to like 24-hour news channels, often like Indian ones for some reason, and occasionally they just tell you the exchange rates and I just know what they were. Day by day I could tell you what the exchange rate was.
It's a little popular. I
think I'd watch BBC News 24, but then that'd get repetitive, so I just went through the other channels. And then I found like this Indian one and I'd watch that one because why the fuck not?
Where did it go? Like, I was looking at it, but Dragon's Dogma Daggerison kind of distracted me really, really much, so I kind of skipped out of there. And now I can't find it at all. It's weird. Popular games. Really? I mean, yes, it shouldn't be there, but...
Jesus Christ, CA!
What are they doing to you?
On a... Wait, why is EA selling a Ubisoft game?
Maybe they have a deal of some sort?
It wants to sell me Fractured But Whole for like 60 quid.
Ugh.
I remember when video games were like 30 quid.
I also remember that.
I missed those years.
They want the same for Andromeda as they want for No Man's Sky. 319 kroner. Like, no.
Origin's telling me I don't own... The Sims 4.
What?
It kicked me out. It kicked me out of Origin, and now it's decided I don't own games I own.
Oh wow!
I didn't just lose lose The Sims 4. I also lost that Medal of Honor Pacific Warfare game I got for free, and I must have lost the other one too. These were meant to be on the house, and they've taken them away from me.
Oh.
Maybe it's just a mistake. Maybe it's just a glitch.
This time for sure.
I've logged back in, and I don't have my usual username.
Oh.
Not possible.
Everything's gone. The only games it seems to realise I have are ones I own on Steam.
Oh,
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Sora.
That's awful. I'm gonna have to get into contact with customer service.
I think you should.
After them.
Your PlayStation is running well today, Doug.
Sora.
Or perfect.
Sorry?
I mean, your PlayStation is running perfect today.
Yeah, I reset it before I started the stream,
Okay.
just to be on the safe side.
Jack, get him.
Why is it? Why does it happen precisely?
You asked that before, I didn't know then either.
You didn't. Oh, I thought you said something about something.
That was something about that particular model run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Elegy for Jack Sparrow, who became a skeleton.
Jack. Show yourself, Pete. The tide is
Oh god, Pete.
See? I told you you'd be needing old Pete.
He looks even more out of place than Sora does.
Oh god, you know what this has done, right? It doesn't mean
What?
it doesn't just mean that I don't own The Sims. It doesn't think I own The Sims 4, but because I had to buy all of the expansions and downloads from Origin, I don't own any of those anymore either.
Oh no.
Oh.
So that's not an insignificant amount of money I spent.
Jesus. That's awful.
Let's go.
Wait, is that the lizard you're talking about, Bud?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a cool lizard.
I like how you can just hear Reese just tapping away furiously in the background. Give me back my games!
Let me just go to the Sims 4 expansion pack and note down exactly which ones it strips me of.
I like how Barbosa just shows up out of the darkness. Hello!
Also, this is topical because as we're fighting pirates, EA is giving us reasons to pirate games. Good job, EA.
They're going for that worst.
If they had a single scrap of sense, not only will they give me back all of the expansion packs and the deluxe upgrade that I've lost, they'll also give me another game pack. If they have a single lick of sense.
I thought EA was tired of being announced to be the worst company in the United States every single year, but not. Maybe they're secretly happy about it.
I don't know why we can't see Barbosa's health. We apparently do have scan equipped.
Maybe he's just waiting for you to trigger the moment where he turns into the ice cream minigame.
In need of a pirate, eh?
Maybe it's just some kind of trigger fight, and he doesn't need it for that.
No, we should have been getting health bars for most of the enemies we've been fighting. Unless it unequipped scan, which it might have done actually.
Okay, so do you want to hear everything I've lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
By stripping me of my rights that accepting that I've owned The Sims 4 and all of the packs that I bought for it via Origin, I have lost City Living, Get Together, Get to Work, Vampire, Vintage Glamour stuff, Bowling Night stuff, Dine Out, Backyard stuff, Kids Room stuff, Movie Hangout stuff, Spooky stuff, Romantic Garden stuff, Spa Day, Outdoor Retreat, Cool Kitchen stuff, Perfect Patio stuff, Luxury Party stuff, and the original Deluxe upgrade.
That's a lot.
This ain't over.
You know what makes it even worse? At the moment, the stuff packs are selling for £8 and the game packs are selling for 18. So if I bought all this stuff separately, that would be... I'm pretty sure they cost less when I bought them. Like, I mostly got them on sale, but... I own all but 3 of the stuff and game packs, and...
What say you we call it a draw?
This is ridiculous. I've lost all of this stuff.
Jack, how many times I have to tell you?
Laugh while you can, Barbosa.
I feel cold.
What now, Jack?
Whatever I want, now that the power is mine again.
That she is. Thank you, Jack.
I didn't want you hitting me again, mate.
Hey, Jack. Good luck.
I remember to be good.
I'm off.
I mean, I heard people had problems with Origin, but I've never encountered them myself. But now I have. I'm never going to recommend this to anyone ever again.
Yeah. I can see here somebody had the same problem.
Good for
with
them.
all the expansion packs and all that, and
Hey, Sora, how come
the
your
community
face
manager
is all
says
What? It is not red.
click game details, I think. But that's for the third game, so I don't know.
Oh, it was a really ancient RPG. The one of the 2 games I lost was a really ancient RPG that I never downloaded.
What was it called?
I'm trying to find out. I can remember what it looked like, but I can't remember what it's called. Come for the Kingdom Hearts action. Stay for Reese being very, very, very angry with EA.
Oh, EA, it's this stream's of anger, Mark.
But this is more fun being angry at EA.
Either way, we've done 3 worlds now, which is how many I said we'd do. So, we'll leave it there for today. So, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. It's good night from me.
Oh, it's good night from him.
Good night.
Night night.
Good night.